Today I'm going to get started on polishing the trim for the dashboard, and I got to bore the hole in the trim for the brake alarm light. So I'm just going to hold the trim up there, put the nuts on loosely, trace it out into the trim, and bore it out. It's going to be right about in here somewhere. And then I'm going to start, get my buffer thing out there, and might put a new buffing wheel on it. I got to get more rouge too, but I'm going to get this buffed out and get all this stuff cleaned up and ready to reinstall on the dash so I can start putting it together. Yeah, the mower deck just got set aside for now. I'll get to it when I can. You know, I want to get the Galaxie done, but I'll take it outside to rough grind all this. I don't want to do that in here and make the mess, and the weather's just not good to do that in right now. It's snowing out right now lightly. One thing I got to do is get some of this. The insulation padding was all pretty much all shot under the dash, and I want to replace it. So I'm going to go to this place called Foam & More at 15 Mile and Crooks, I believe. West Maple Road is 15 Mile. And see what they have to replace this. That's probably where I'll get the stuff to reupholster the seat too, so, or you know, repad the seats. So anyway, off we go. I'll do a little video of going there. Well, here we are running up Woodward Avenue. I think we're going to take Crooks or something over. I don't know what we're going to take, but just thought you'd like to see Woodward Avenue in the winter time. Not many classics out cruising, that's for sure. Here we are, Foam & More. Alright, I'm going to go in and see what they have. I don't know if they'll let me video inside, but if they do, we will. Yeah, if you need chairs upholstered, they can do that. They can cut your foam, if you do it yourself, to exact dimensions so you get the right curves and stuff. Their prices are way cheaper here than anywhere else. Pretty neat place. This is what I ended up getting. It's 1 inch thick. This is 2 inch thick, and they had something kind of like it, but this stuff disintegrates and it falls down, gets in your eyes if you have to work under the dash. And in other cars I've done, I've used this, and it's pretty, it does the job. It deadens sound. So that was $12 for that huge. I think it's pretty big. It's huge. It's there, that's the dimensions. All right, let me get going. So I have this now to resound deaden everything. There's their phone number. It's 248-284-0002. And their address is 1177 Maple Road, which is 15 Mile Road. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but that is their address. So I'll talk about the foam for half a minute. This is where I did get it from and what it cost if you're interested. But basically they had a bunch of different foams that I could have chose from, and I chose this foam because it's fairly, you know, I can move it around. I think it'll take the contours and everything under the dash really well. When I glue it to the dash, it'll glue really well. And it won't disintegrate over time, falling in my face if I got to climb up under the dash and change a light bulb or do something to where this stuff, you just get fine little, anyone that's worked on cars and under the dash knows what I'm talking about. You get those fine little things that get in your eyes and irritate them and stuff. So this stuff's just, I'm just not reusing stuff like this. I've never liked this stuff ever, so I never use it. Again, when I do cars like this, I try and get something that doesn't disintegrate over time. And I find this stuff, you know, it's like a carpet padding. They had this in different thicknesses, and I thought that thickness would, it's just going to be deadening some sound under the dash. I don't need, this is 2 inches thick, but it's, you know, it's fairly lightweight. This is more dense. I think this is thinner. It's 1/2 inch, and I think it'll be more than adequate because, you know, it's going to glue in here and over in here. And I didn't want, you know, the harnesses, and the harnesses will be in here, and this is the instrument panel side. So that's why I chose what I did. All right, so I'm going to get to getting this marked out and drilled, and then I'm going to start polishing. I reattached the trim so I could mark out, you know, I wanted this, I screwed it on and I lined these holes up with the dash panel perfectly so I can trace out behind here where the hole has got to be bored in that. But that trim didn't look bad before I took the car apart, and now it looks absolutely horrible now that the dash is painted. So yeah, it definitely needs some attention. This part here, you don't see where it's kind of wavy looking. That's where the trim panel, that, you know, that black bezel I painted comes down and around in here, and certainly, you know, there. But you can see that does cover a lot of the painted area. That's where a vent goes. I'm gonna line that up too. Well, the other side's tight, so it's all good. But I think I'm gonna line that up and put the nut in over here just want to make sure it's all on there right before I go boring a hole in it and ruining it. So let me get that nut on there and trace it out, and I'll get the hole bored. All right, that is installed in the panel. It looks pretty good. I made the hole exactly with a dimple, just like that, exactly the way it said. It's obviously, I'll turn the camera around, it'll just turn the screen around, but it's obviously hanging upside down. You can kind of see how it is. So I think this trim this is stainless steel. I'm not sure. I don't think it's anodized aluminum, but we're gonna see if we can buff that up, because it just looks like heck now. Used to look all right. Wow. Yeah. All right, so let me get this back apart. I just wanted to make sure it all fit right and look good, and I thought, well, I'll just illuminate it for the video. This is time consuming, so I'm not going to record it all. Plus, I don't think you're going to like that motor echoes in my bench hood there. See how it vibrates everything? Anyway, I just wanted to show you what I was doing. This takes a while. I got about an hour of work into polishing up this. This is anodized aluminum, this finish. On the back side, I did a little test sand, and yeah, you could see where the anodization come off when I sanded it. But right here is where I did a little test just to see what it was, and kind of thought it was anodized aluminum, and it's on this steel. I wire brush this, and I might just paint the back with a brush just where it's rusty, and with some Rust-Oleum, and the rest of it I'm just going to leave. This I think the only part I'm going to really paint is here. I think the wing window, that was messed up, was probably left open in the weather for a while, you know, and that caused that. And so there we go. That's the hole I bored right there. The little dimple. It has to have a little dimple because there's a little dimple in the thing that goes in to, you know, keep it from turning like the other holes have. So let me install this, and we'll get the other pieces cleaned up. I brought my little table thing up. It's actually just a folding table up from the basement, and that's what I'm going to lay the dash out on. So I was just getting everything together. That's the replacement speaker cables, the heater control cable that I broke that I got, speaker grill thing. The padded dash is still in the trunk, but I got, it came out nice. Vent knob, convertible top, switch, vent knob. So tomorrow I'll clean this up. I got to bump that little bit where the key goes in. It's a little like they jammed the key in or something. So get that straightened up, get that all polished up. This you know, goes on top of the 4-way flasher switch. That cleaned up good. Got the hinge back on. So I just set that in place. That's not fastened for the ashtray. This is all pretty much all together. And so I'm just going to call it a day, I think, and continue to work on it tomorrow, because it's, you know, it's just been a lot of fiddly cleaning, polishing, you know, nothing really worth videoing polishing and chasing around for stuff there. Here's a view from the other side of the dash. Coming along nice. That turned out really well. That paint job looks just really looks nice. So there we go. If you like the video, definitely hit the like button. Share anything you can to get it more views is helpful. If you like my channel, please subscribe by hitting that 348 engine icon there, and thank you for watching my videos.